The grand ballroom in the heart of Manhattan hummed with that deceptive calm before the vows. The kind where every polished surface hides a crack waiting to split wide open. I arrived early. Not out of excitement, but because the knot in my stomach wouldn't loosen until I saw it all laid bare. Control wasn't a choice for me, it was survival. Forged from years of scraping by in a Brooklyn walk-up, where dreams were as threadbare as the curtains. The seating chart loomed on its ornate stand by the entrance. Names etched in elegant script like they were etched in stone. I scanned it, heart pounding a little harder with each line. Bride's side. Groom's elite circle. Legacy donors. And then the absence hit like a sucker punch. My mother, Elena Ramirez, wasn't there. The woman who'd stitched together our lives from nothing. Who altered my prom dress into something magical on a second-hand sewing machine. Who worked double shifts in a dingy tailor shop to fund my business degree. Gone. As if she'd never existed beyond being the help in their eyes. I blinked. Double-checked. My fingers gripping the edge of the easel until my knuckles whitened. A waiter hovered nearby, offering a hesitant, "Ma'am, can I assist?" I forced a smile, the kind that masks a scream, and waved him off. Maybe a glitch, I told myself. A simple oversight in the rush of high society planning. But deep down, the truth gnawed. This was no accident. It was a quiet cut, sharp enough to draw blood without leaving a visible scar. At the rehearsal brunch earlier, one of Ethan's great-aunts, dripping in diamonds from her Hamptons estate, leaned in with that faux sympathetic tilt. "Darling, I didn't spot your mother's name on the host committee." Was she more of a silent partner? I managed a nod. My throat tight. "Something like that." She patted my hand. "Everyone has their place. Dear. Place. That's what they called Erasure when it wore pearls and a smile." I stepped outside for air. The city noise a welcome distraction from the stifled elegance inside. Flipping through the wedding program, I hunted for redemption, a mention. A thank you. Anything. There it was, buried in fine print, with gratitude to Harlan and Victoria Harrington for their visionary leadership and boundless support. And below, in faded ink like an afterthought, Maria, former seamstress. Heart of gold. Seamstress? My mother owned her own alteration business, pieced together from garage sales and grit, taking on bridal gowns for brides who couldn't afford the big names just to keep the lights on. But here, she was reduced to a footnote, a quaint accessory in their gilded narrative. I confronted Ethan over coffee that afternoon. "Did you see this? About Mom?" He shrugged, eyes on his phone. "Babe, no one reads that stuff. You're reading too much into it. Overthinking, that's what he called it when the truth got too uncomfortable." By the cocktail hour, the slights piled up like uninvited guests. I watched as a staffer handed Mom her place card scrawled in ballpoint on plain stock. No gold embossing like the others. Just Maria with no table assignment. She glanced at it, then at me. Her eyes steady with that quiet strength she'd honed from years of being overlooked. "Let's not stir the pot. Honey, this is your day." I wanted to shatter the champagne flutes, but instead, I swallowed the rage and nodded. In the bridal suite later, I opened the program again, tracing the lines about Ethan's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Harlan Harrington, pillars of philanthropy, founders of Harrington Realty. A full bio for them. One dismissive line for her. For the first time. A dark wish flickered. Maybe it would have been kinder if she hadn't come at all. The formal photos were next. Out in the manicured garden under a sky-threatening rain. My heels sank into the soft earth, mirroring how I felt, grounded but sinking. Mom stood by the blooming azaleas, fussing with her simple dress she'd tailored herself from discount fabric. Ethan's cousin's wife, with her Botox-smooth forehead and Atlanta drawl. Sidled up. Is that rayon? Did she make it herself? So folksy. I forced a chuckle, heat rising in my cheeks. Yeah. She's got golden hands. Adorable, she cooed, sipping her mimosa. Very DIY chic. I clenched my fists, scanning for Ethan. He was laughing with his mother and the photographer. The lensman clapped for attention. Family shot, parents, siblings, front and center. Victoria Harrington orchestrated like a director, pulling Ethan in, corralling uncles and cousins. Mom hovered at the edge, uncertain. I waved her over, but Victoria waved dismissively. That's all for this one. But I started. Ethan whispered. We'll get more later, his hand on my back like a leash. The shutter clicked, capturing their perfect frame. Everyone got a turn: groomsmen, flower girls, even the dog. Everyone but the woman who'd skipped dinners so I could afford SAT prep courses. Later, a preview photo slipped into my hands. There we were, me, Ethan, his clan. Flawless composition. But Mom, who'd been right beside me, her hand brushing mine, cropped out. A ghost in the margins. You can't rage over pixels without sounding unhinged. Mom found me by the water station. You looked radiant, she said, handing me a tissue. They edited you out, I blurted. She shrugged. I was never really in the picture. Mija. Her acceptance stung worse than the slight. It was resignation, worn smooth from a lifetime of it. As the party swirled, the whispers followed, sideways glances at her accent, delayed laughs at her stories. Ethan shrugged it off again, like discomfort was just bad weather. They didn't need to shout exclusion. Every omission screamed it. The kids' question came during appetizers, slicing through the jazz band's melody. Ethan's nephew, all of 7, tugged Mom's sleeve. Are you the maid? Laughter rippled, nervous. Excusing. Kids these days, someone muttered. Mom knelt, gentle as ever. No, sweetie. Just lending a hand. But the innocence echoed what they'd planted. I froze. Prosecco forgotten. Ethan? Another helpless shrug. Betrayal bloomed in my chest. A bridesmaid approached with her fake glow. Your mom's so hands-on. Love that working-class energy. Keeps it real. It's not energy, I snapped. It's how we survived. She blinked, laughed it off. I found Mom fanning herself in a corner. You okay? She nodded. He's a child. Don't let it dim your light. But it's not just him, it's what they think. She smoothed her skirt. I've heard louder silences. Sarah. Forgiveness keeps you whole when manners shatter. By dinner, the erasures mounted. A server gently told Mom. Ma'am, I think this seat's reserved. She folded her card. Whispered. I usually am, and sat anyway. I couldn't swallow another bite. Slipping to the AV room, I confirmed the worst, my tribute video to her, heartfelt clips of our struggles and triumphs, deleted from the playlist. Approved by Mrs. Harrington, the text said. Of course. The sanitized montage played instead. My words scrubbed of her name, reduced to vague platitudes. Ethan leaned in, classy. Right? I stared ahead. A fuse igniting. Dinner dragged. Mom nodding through endless chatter. In the restroom mirror, I whispered. What am I letting them do? They weren't just erasing her. They were rewriting me. Victoria's quip sealed it. Overheard by the dessert cart. Sometimes less is more. Dear. You'll thank me. No. The father of the groom's toast followed. Harlan's voice booming like a boardroom decree. We celebrate legacy, vision, and knowing how to spot potential. Laughter. Some build empires, others marry into them. To the builders and the lucky joiners, The room chuckled. Ethan, teasing. Babe, lighten up. But his pause said everything he didn't defend. Didn't flinch. If he lets them cut me. Is he the knife? Whispers chase me to the balcony. She's holding up well for someone with no real stake. No stake? I was bleeding out. The honor video played next my designs. My sweat in every floral arch and menu font. But credit? To Harlan and Victoria Harrington. The visionaries. Aunt Clarissa leaned in. Sarah's come far from humble roots to this glamour. Proof charity pays off. Another. They polished her up nice. From projects to penthouses. I fled to the garden. Phone in hand. Texting my assistant. Lena, pull East Side filings. Cross-check credits tonight. Clarity hit like cold air. This wasn't my place. It was my battlefield. Harlan's final toast, in America. You rise from rags to riches. His gaze skimmed Mom. Laughter again. Ethan, it's a compliment. No. It was cruelty and cufflinks. I grabbed a program. Traced the bios, full spreads for them. A tagline for her. Heart of gold. As if her gold wasn't forged in fire. I stood. Leaned to Mom. Ready to go? She hesitated. But not the party. The charade. Ethan rose. But didn't follow. In the lobby. I slipped off my heels. The cool floor grounding me. In the suite. I removed the ring engraved for his late sister. Not me. Placeholder. I opened my laptop. Emailed my lawyer. Initiate restructure. Transfers confirmed. This wasn't rebellion. It was reclamation. The boardroom the next morning was sterile. Glass walls reflecting their shock. I arrived early. In a power suit. Folder in hand. Victoria's voice drifted. She should be grateful to be here. I entered. Silence crashing. Reviewing shares, as of now. I hold 52%. Harlan blustered. Absurd. You're just the girl who tagged along. I was your asset, I said. Now I'm the owner. Flashback. Months of quiet buys. Ignored minorities. Not revenge, redirection. Victoria, we treated you like family. No. Like a deduction. I walked out. Their empire mine. The fallout snowballed. Leaked clip. Victoria whispering. Keep her mother from VIPs, not the image. Social media erupted. Heart of gold doesn't buy silence. My deleted tribute went viral. They erased this. I won't. Boards dropped her. Investors fled. Lumen, Ethan emailed regrets. I marked unread. Met Mom at our old diner. You shone. You were the light. Invites poured in. I keynote galas. You don't owe seats to those who never offered one. At a team dinner. Vera, Mom, toasted to knowing silence from complicity. An intern asked, how'd you survive? I stopped begging invites. I became the host. And in that shift. From erase to empire builder. I found my voice raw. Unbreakable. Paid in full.